Now back to our top story, a major victory in the war against al-Qaeda, the killing of American-born cleric Anwar al-Awlaki in Yemen. The Yemeni-based jihadist was considered the terror network's most dangerous propagandist, a recruiter with wide outreach and a murderous agenda, as the president noted today in an interview with radio host Michael Smerconish that was broadcast here on MSNBC.
This was a guy who was operationally involved in trying to kill Americans. And the fact that he is now no longer around to initiate the kind of propaganda that also was recruiting people all around the world to that murderous cause, I think is something that's very good for American security.
NBC's Mike Viqueira joins us from the White House. Good afternoon, Mike.
Hi, Martin.
The president's spoken out today praising the takedown of al-Awlaki, the latest in a run of high-profile kills for the military under President Obama. But what's the reaction there at the White House, say, in comparison with what happened when bin Laden was taken?
Well, certainly this doesn't approach the magnitude of what happened to bin Laden. It's certainly reflected in the way that this has been rolled out or announced by the White House. You remember when Osama bin Laden was killed back in May in that daring raid in his compound under the noses of the Pakistani military academy there. The president, we were told to go home for the day. It was a Sunday. There hadn't been much going on that weekend. They called us all back here in the East Room, a big grand red carpet walk. The president announced to the nation that Osama bin Laden had been killed. I think that for very obvious reasons that was the case, Martin.
Mike, there's already been criticism from the right and the left about how this was done. Take a listen to Congressman and presidential candidate Ron Paul this morning.
Al-Awlaki was born here. He's an American citizen. He was never tried or charged for any crimes. Nobody knows if he ever killed anybody. We know that he might have been associated with the underwear bomber. But if the American people accept this blindly and casually, that we now have an accepted practice of the president assassinating people who he thinks are bad guys, I think it's sad.
Mike, we had Jeremy Scahill on the broadcast at the beginning at 3 o'clock, and he was raising a similar concern. Are you hearing from the administration about any legality issues, any civil liberties issues that may be raised?
None whatsoever. And if you talk to legal experts around the country, you will find not so much a divided opinion. Ron Paul joined the Libertarian candidate, Libertarian congressman, joining with the ACLU there and saying, you know, the president cannot have this power, unreviewable power, to go around killing people, especially American citizens, even if they are overseas. But if you talk to some legal scholars, I'm sure you're aware of the note that Pete Williams sent around today, our justice correspondent, who said this is a combatant. He's engaged in hostilities against the United States. The resolutions, various resolutions that have been passed by Congress, most notably after the September 11th attacks, give the president a very wide leeway to do this. And as a matter of fact, what you heard the president say in that radio interview, citing printer cartridges, that would-be attack inspired somewhat, if not planned, by al-Awlaki. Certainly the Christmas Day bomber, they put out a background memo making no equivocation whatsoever about their assertion that al-Awlaki was behind that, as well as being the inspiration to the Fort Hood bomber. So the White House, while being very, very mum on operational details, how he was killed, how he was verified that he was killed, how many people were killed, who was with him, none of those answers are forthcoming today from the White House, but they are very forthright in saying that this is justified.
NBC's Mike Viqueira at the White House. Thanks so much, Mike.
All righty.